And I'm KSFI News reporter Colton Molesky, live in downtown Sioux Falls, getting ready for some trick-or-treating this Sunday.
Oh yeah! Good morning.
And I'm Colton Molesky, live in Sioux Falls, getting ready for the Winter Carnival. And I'm KSFI News reporter Colton Molesky, live in Sioux Falls. I'm getting you ready for the Great American Bike Race. I'm over at Revolution Yoga and Cycling Studio.
All right.
I don't think I can put this off any longer.
I don't think you can.
I don't think it's
this ready for you.
supportive. I appreciate that. I don't know if it's really supportive of Vanessa and Sam back in the studio to want me to do this so bad, but I feel like I can't blame them either.
I think they
boy.
just want the best for you in a new experience.
Boy, look at that. There's no mistaking that for a cricket, is there? Well, cheers.
Oh, no.
Wow, that's bad.
The crunch is so much worse than the
crunch
larva.
Crunch is really loud.
Yeah.
Goodness. You can feel the parts moving around.
I bet you can. Yeah, I bet you can.
Oh, you're going to have cricket legs in your teeth later.
Turning to pro football, the Vikings played the Cardinals earlier today in the ever-important Week 3 preseason game. Now, Week 3 for most teams means that the starters get more work on the field, so you see a little more of what the team is going to look like during the regular season. Let's see how they fared. Starting out, the Vikings at home, handoff to Dalvin Cook. He finds a little seam on the side. He's going. Oh, he's gone. 85 yards to the house. Count it for 6. Vikings able to take an early lead. Still critical in the victory. Clearly some things they need to clean up, but they have 2 weeks before the regular season starts and 1 more preseason game, so they should be able to clean some stuff up. The Avera Human Performance Center is new to the Sioux Falls area, but it's not just for working out. It's also for rehabilitation.
When recovering from an injury or surgery, the first step after physical therapy is donning sensors from head to toe, so that roughly a dozen cameras can pinpoint several things, like how someone's feet land or explode off the ground, mapping out the injured side versus the healthy one to track the gap in between the two. Then it is on to exercise machines that will relieve strain on the joints, like the Ultra G treadmill, which fills a bubble with air up to the waist, allowing the runner to lift the weight off their joints. There's also a submerged treadmill, which allows for resistance training in a controlled setting. The added technology helps both the specialists and the patients track the recovery process, which is an immense source of comfort for those bouncing back from life-altering surgeries and injuries.
The patients love it. I mean, they're getting data like they've never seen before, and really meaningful data that they know will absolutely help them in their road to recovery. To have objective data and to be able to know your injured side is getting back to the same level where your uninjured side is. I mean, that's really reassuring and gives people a lot of confidence in the therapist that they're working with, the sports performance coach that they're working with, and ultimately in the whole continuum of sports medicine care.
Whether you're recovering from a hip replacement or an ACL, the Avera Human Performance Center has all the tools you need to bounce back from an injury. In Sioux Falls, Colton Molesky, Dakota News Now. Thousands of people are infected by the coronavirus outbreak in China. So what are hospitals here in the U.S. doing to prepare for the disease?
Roughly 2 weeks ago, the CDC sent out an alert to hospitals around the country, informing specialized groups like Sanford Health's Emerging Threats Team to prepare for the coronavirus. With the alert, the CDC sent out instructions on everything from what protective gear to wear to what travel questions patients should be asked. Such alerts keep hospitals prepared before an outbreak can become an epidemic.
We have a team that is made up of nurses, of laboratory, that are ready to take care of coronavirus or another emerging pathogen.
Such teams are a byproduct of the Ebola incident in 2014 and now help hospitals on a local level fight potential outbreaks. Another layer of security is the Level 3 travel advisory to China issued by the CDC on Monday, recommending the cancellation of non-essential travel to the country. If travel is necessary, there are ways to stay safe.
The good news is that a lot of these viruses like this can be prevented with simple measures like washing your hands frequently, being aware of people around you, and what their symptoms might be. If you have to cough or sneeze, cough into your sleeve.
Officials say the biggest thing to avoid is fear with any sort of outbreak happening in a country or a region. So make sure that you have the information before you panic. In Sioux Falls, Colton Molesky, Dakota News Now.
There you go.
This is Max,
There you go.
a therapy horse at Don't Tread on Me 22-0,
Yeah.
a nonprofit foundation dedicated to lowering the number of veteran suicides in the U.S. from an average of 22 per day to 0. The therapy? Equine-assisted Draper sensory method, and this is one of only 4 ranches in the country with such a program. That's because only 20% of horses worldwide possess the movements required for the treatment.
The way his hips move, and so when the participant is riding on him, their hips move in conjunction with that, and that movement creates a frequency in your body that travels up your spine to your brain, and that's where the neurophysiology takes over.
Okay.
That neurological effect on the brain combats stress and anxiety hormones and prevents neurons in the brain from continuing to misfire. This is a look at a brain before treatment on the horse, the red being those stress hormones. This is after just 1 session on the horse, which lasts 72 hours.
I feel great for weeks afterwards, just more calm, ready to go. Get some good rest after this. I cannot wait to go to bed tonight. I love it. It's an amazing feeling.
Each week, about 21 volunteers are out here building the ranch, and they hope to start work on a lodge soon, which would house 32 veterans here for treatment. In Warner, Colton Molesky, KSFY News.
KSFY News reporter Colton Molesky continues our coverage here at 5.
The storm brought torrential rains. We rode out the fierce winds in our news vehicle as debris was easily pushed around by winds reaching 100 miles per hour. Some of the most severe damage has been at the Avera Heart Hospital and the Avera Behavioral Health Center, where the winds blew out windows, tossed around lumber, and damaged cars. The parking lot was also filled with a lot of downed trees. At the Behavioral Health Center, part of the roofing is pulled up and hanging from the side of the building, while still other pieces are scattered in the parking lot and surrounding neighborhoods. 7 people were eventually transferred from the Behavioral Health Center over to the Heart Hospital. Thankfully, just 1 person is recovering from non-life-threatening injuries.
Because we're a hospital. We need to be open, and we're a clinic, and the clinic is closed today. We're doing only, emergency surgeries, which we're able to do, but otherwise, I'm thinking that hopefully by tomorrow the clinic will be open again.
As daylight arrived, hospital employees had a clear look at what had happened from last night's storm. And it wasn't just staff who worked overnight coming to help clean up storm damage. Some members of the Avera family are coming in off the clock to help out.
Actually, it's my day off. I saw this on TV, and just your heart comes to this place to help in any capacity you can.
Employees work close with one another inside the building, and today they came together to lend a hand getting the hospital back in running order.
As I look around the parking lot, we have the maintenance staff out here, we have nurses, we have directors, we have everyone in every tier.
Despite the damage to the outside of the building, Avera says no evacuation of the patients is necessary in the wake of the storm. In Sioux Falls, Colton Molesky, KSFY News.